Hey guys, today I'm going to be starting a new video series where I bring you a quick one-topic video on issues which I hope you guys find thought-provoking. Today we're going to be talking about the statement, all things are permissible. Now chances are, if you listen to people talk about the moral argument long enough, you're eventually going to hear that phrase come up. It usually goes something like this. If God does not exist, then objective morality does not exist. And if objective morality does not exist, then all things are permissible. Now while that whole thing is technically true, it is a bit misleading. After all, it's true by definition that if nothing is objectively moral, then there is no objectively proper way to behave. But what you also need to notice is that just because all things are permissible does not imply that all things are in our self-interest. So even if all things are permissible, that doesn't imply that chaos is going to reign supreme, that people are going to stab their loved ones, or that raping and pillaging is going to become the new favorite pastime. The one thing they drill into your head if you're an economics major is that people behave in rationally self-interested ways. The primary motivations for evil are not things which are inherently immoral. What that means is that people don't often, or possibly ever, do evil just for the sake of evil. Let's take a look at something like pleasure and power. We could have come up with other examples, but let's just focus on those two. When people behave immorally, even with heinous crimes like rape, their motivation is often something like pleasure or power. And pleasure and power aren't evil in and of themselves. Inevitably, there's going to be times when an individual finds they have more incentives to screw other people over, and there'll be times that they have more incentives to help people. Belief in objective morality may give you extra incentives to behave immorally, but a world without objective morality is not going to reduce to anarchy. Now remember, whether you think objective morality would solve all the world's problems, would have almost no impact on the way we live, or somewhere in between there, it's ultimately irrelevant. Because we should never believe something based on how beneficial it is. That would commit a fallacy called an appeal to consequences. What is relevant to what we should believe is the evidence for and against a position. Now keeping that in mind, the next episode in this series is going to be dealing with what is arguably the most common argument against the existence of objective morality, and that's called the argument from disagreement. So there'll be a link to that episode here when it's finished, and as always, test everything, hold on to the good.